Hi guys, and welcome back to Beauty Fortified. My name is Sue. If you're new here, welcome. I make hair care, skincare and makeup videos for the more mature woman. Today I wanted to show you a monochromatic look. It's a really easy makeup look to put together because you are using colors from the same color story. So it really simplifies things with makeup, and it really helps to blend things when all the colors work together, and it just kind of pulls the look together. So if you'd like to see how I got this look, then keep on watching. Monochromatic makeup means using colors from the same color story. So today I've picked out some browns for the eyes and a complementary peach blush and a peachy kind of lipstick. So the whole look kind of fits quite uniformly together. So I'm going to start off by doing my foundation, and today I am using the Estee Double Wear Light. Just for something a little bit light. I want quite a sheer foundation, nothing too heavy. So I'm just going in with a little bit of that, just to really even out the skin tone. And I'm going to be going in with my Zoeva foundation brush, just buffing that all over the face. Just a light, this is a really light foundation. It just helps to even out the skin tone, and it does give coverage as well. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to go in with a light dusting of finishing powder, setting powder. And today I'm using the mattifying compact powder by Essence. This is in the color beige. I'm really liking this one as well. I find it really does do the trick. And it's affordable. It gives you a tiny bit of coverage, but more importantly, it just kind of mattifies the skin. And then I'm going to start on the eyes, and I'm going onto the lid with a kind of frosty pearlized shadow, and that is the color Woodwinked from MAC. And it looks like this, and it's a kind of bronzy gold color, and I'm just going to put that all over the mobile lid. Just gives a nice kind of pop, and we can always go in a little bit later once we've done the crease, just to put a little bit more on if it needs. This is a really beautiful neutral bronzy shade. Very versatile. And then for the crease, I'm going to go in with a light transition shade, and I'm going to be using Wedge from MAC, and this is a lovely matte shadow. So I'm just going to take that into the crease just to create a nice base for the slightly deeper shadow that we're going to put on top of it. Just to even out the lids, and it does give just a hint of definition. And then just to deepen up the crease, I'm going to go in with my MAC Embark, and this is a darker shade, and you can be as light or as heavy-handed as you like with this. It's quite versatile in that it blends really beautifully. So I'm just going to start out very gently in the outer corner, and I just want a little bit more definition on the outer third of the crease, and I'm just patting it on and working in circular motions. And this is a really beautiful blendable shade. It's not patchy at all. And then once I'm happy with where I've placed that, I'm going to go in with an eyeshadow shading brush, and I'm just going to blend out that shadow just up into the crease and onto the upper lid, just until it kind of disappears, because we don't want any harsh lines there. And I'm going to do the same on this side. Just make sure that it's just blended away to almost nothing. And then on the bottom lid, I'm going to go back in with the bronzy gold woodwinked shade, and I'm going to take a MAC pencil brush for that, and I'm just going to lightly put a little bit of this on the lower lid. And again, I don't like to go in with anything too dark on the lower lid, because it just kind of pulls the eye down, and my eyes are a little bit downward turned already. And also, if you use a darker shade on the lower lid, it makes your eyes smaller. So this just gives a lovely wash of color, and when it catches a light, it's very pretty. I'm going to go in on the outer third with a pencil brush and a little bit of that Embark shade, just the tiniest amount. So I just literally tap the brush into the shade and then just take it onto the outer third, so it kind of meets up with the crease shade, just to create a little bit of continuity there. And then I'm also going to use a little bit of this just to deepen up the outer corner of the mobile lid. And the nice thing about a monochromatic look and using shades from the same color story that kind of blend together is that you can layer them, and you can kind of carry on until you're really happy, just putting thin layers on and just building up the color as you want it. And there's not going to be any harsh kind of clash of color, because they're all from the same family. So they're all going to behave nicely. They're from a good family. I'm going to go back in onto the lid with the bronzy woodwinked shade, just to build up that color that we put down initially, just in case there's been any fallout from the deeper crease shade, which is kind of maybe blurred a little bit, just to really make the lids pop. And then I'm going to go onto my brows, and I'm using my Benefit eyebrow pencil, and I'm in the shade 3, and I'm just going to brush them up with a spoolie, and then I'm just going to fill them in ever so slightly where I have got some gaps. This is a really fine pencil, and it's really quite easy to use. The only problem is seeing where you're putting it, because if you need glasses like I do, it makes doing fine work like this a bit of guesswork. So I always have to just look at things afterwards through my glasses and just check that everything's okay. I do that most days. Sometimes I forget and don't always get things 100%, but that's all part of getting older. And I'm going to go in with a little bit of bronzer. So I'm using a Clinique bronzer. It looks like that. This is a lovely shade. It's not too orange, it's not too red. I'm just going to take a little bit of this, and I'm just going to blend under the cheekbone, just to create a little bit of contour. And then I'm going to take some of this up onto the forehead, onto the temples, just to add a little bit of warmth. And again, it's from the same color story. It just works really well with the colors that I'm using. And then for the cheeks, I'm going in with a beautiful peach. This is Melba from MAC. It's a matte blush, and it's very understated, and it also really works well with a neutral palette, just to give a little bit of color to the cheeks. And I just pat it on. Nothing heavy, no heavy swiping. Just gently patting it all over. And then I'm going to put on my mascara, and this is a new one. It's a new one. Where has it gone? This is the L'Oreal Unlimited, and I got this quite recently. I bought it online, so sight unseen, but I've been pleasantly surprised. The only issue I had was when it arrived from Crease, it came in a box that was about that size, and I just thought that was so sad. I really hate it when retailers do that. I cannot understand it. For one tiny little thing like that, they use such like huge packaging. It's just completely over the top, and yeah, it's just the one thing that kind of does put me off this whole online shopping thing. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It's a plastic wand, and it bends. So, and this is not a gimmick. It actually does make putting on mascara a little bit easier, this bendy brush. And I don't know what it is about it. I mean, you wouldn't say so, you know, you would kind of pass it off as a gimmick, but really it actually does work. And I like the mascara as well. It's not too clumpy, and it really separates, defines, lengthens, all that good stuff. So I'm really enjoying this. I've been wearing it the last couple of days, and so far I'm very pleased with the wear time, the fact that it doesn't smudge. It's still too soon to give a final verdict, because I like to put these things through their paces for at least 3 to 4 weeks, especially to see how it works, you know, as it starts kind of drying out, which is usually the best phase of a mascara, is when it starts to get a tiny little bit dry. It's more manageable, and I really do like this. And it is one that you can put onto your lower lashes with confidence. I find it doesn't, so far it hasn't let me down. It hasn't smudged or done anything funky. And then finally for lips, and in fact this look was inspired by a new lip color that I got from Maybelline. This is a new range that's out, and I just need to get the name of this for you. It's Almond Hustle. Love the name, Almond Hustle. And it's a beautiful kind of peachy brownie color. It kind of gives a nod to the 90s, but it's a little bit brighter, a little bit fresher, and I'm really enjoying it. And I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild liner, and this is in the color Bear to Comment, and I'm going to be using a little bit of this just to line the lips. And coincidentally, this shade goes beautiful with Almond Hustle, beautifully. It really is such a good match. But I just love this shade of lipstick because it's not too brown. You know, I can't wear the browns that I was wearing in the 90s. My skin, can't say my tone has changed, but my skin has got older, and so I can't really carry it off You know, I can't carry off any of those greyish colours or like the really, really dark brown lipsticks. I think it's just something that happens as you get older. But this one is a really nice, it's a really nice compromise. I really do, I think it's such a nice find. So very excited about that. And often a lipstick does inspire a makeup look for me. It's not an afterthought. Sometimes I build a makeup look around the lipstick. And so guys, that's the finished look. So it's pretty straightforward, and when you're using colors from the same color story, it really does kind of simplify your makeup, because you can layer and you can build it up, and you can't really go too wrong because the shades just blend together. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Ciao, ciao.